can try to silence Black women if you want to, but you're not going to be successful.
Today, we're celebrating and acknowledging those who have come before us and those who are constantly doing great things today. We're going to talk about Black inventors, historical events, and information that you may not know, but we think it's important for you to know. Who was the first woman to be elected to Congress? Was it A, Maxine Waters? Was it B, Shirley Chisholm? The answer to this question of who was the first Black woman to be elected to Congress is Shirley Chisholm. Chisholm was an educator. She was also an advocate for early childhood education. She was elected to Congress in 1968, and she represented New York's 12th congressional district for 7 terms until she retired from Congress in 1983. She was also the first woman and African American to seek the nomination for President of the United States from one of the 2 major political parties back in 1972. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Who can we thank for this iconic phrase? Is it A, NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People? Is it SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee? Is it C, UNCF, the United Negro College Fund? Or is it D, the Black Panther Party? The answer to this question, UNCF. You're in a conversation with one of your friends. Y'all start to arguing about who is the greatest basketball player of all time. Okay, they believe that the GOAT is someone who makes a positive difference on and off the court. To further prove their point, they bring up an elementary school that was built by their favorite basketball player. Who are they referring to? Is it James Harden? Is it Stephen Curry? Is it LeBron James? Is it Jimmy Butler? Time is up. The answer to this question is LeBron James. We've come up to the point where we got our special guest coming up. Okay, we have our special guest, and I'm super excited, you guys. Let me tell you about Miss Tiffany Dena Loftin. Okay, she is the National Director of the Youth and College Division of NAACP.
First of all, happy Black History Month. I happen to have a very important question in honor of our ancestors. Brown versus the Board of Education. The case determined that segregation in schools is illegal. Schools were then integrated by busing Black students to predominantly white schools. We're talking about education here. Which of these Black students integrated a white school? Was it A, Little Rock 9? Or was it B, Freedom Riders? The answer is, drum roll please, Little Rock 9. The Little Rock 9 were a group of 9 Little Rock 9 Black students who enrolled at a formerly all-white Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1957, 67 years ago. Their right to attend school was tested in the Brown versus Board of Education court case, and on September 4th, 1957, the first day of classes at Central High, the governor at the time called in the Arkansas National Guard to block the Black students from entering into the school. Later that month, President Dwight D. Eisenhower sent in federal troops to escort the Little Rock 9 into Central High. We are benefiting from that right now. We want to appreciate the Little Rock 9 and their legacy and their power for how we got here. I'm honoring my ancestors.
I really want to know, what is a historical event or a quote or a person that has had an impact on your life?
I have to give honor and thanks to the incredible late Fannie Lou Hamer. She was an advisor, an elder, of the Student Nonviolent Action Coordinating Committee. And she played her role to advise and support the young people who were facing incredible violence just because they wanted the right to vote. And Fannie Lou Hamer said, listen, I don't know how to read and I don't know all this voting stuff. What I do know is that I'm experiencing violence in my community. And I do know that across the tracks, people on the other side have other things that I don't have, and they're better off because of it. So I want, and I deserve to have the same rights, protection, and dignity as the people on the other side. So you can try to silence Black women if you want to, but you're not going to be successful. So I think about Black women. I think about her sacrifice. I think about her power, her leadership. I think about what was taken from her. And she is one of the people that I hold with me, the spirit of Fannie Lou Hamer, to push through this work, even when it feels impossible, because we believe in what we believe in what we deserve.
What word of advice would you give to students in the schools, whether they're like in person or online? What word of encouragement would you give them as far as like learning more about Black history and different resources that they can use in order to really kind of expand their knowledge, even if they're not being taught it in school?
I had to read a lot and learn a lot as an adult that I just didn't know about my own history. What was helpful to me, and what I will give to folks is, one, we cannot live in silos. I want you to find an organization that you do not identify with and give your talents freely to it while you are in school. I'm telling you, that's how I got to where I was, because I got to work with other people and put myself in their shoes and have sympathy for folks that I can resonate with. So 2 books that I really love. One, I am rereading Malcolm X's autobiography right now. The other book I really love is Congressman John Lewis's book, Walking with the Wind. It is his autobiography. It's one of the most dynamic books I've ever read.
There are so many opportunities to learn about Black contributors from both the past and the present.
Yes.
Like learning about the past is really important, but also giving people their roses while they're here, while they're doing the work, you know, because it ain't easy. It ain't easy.
If you like this video and you want to see more, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.